In the slideshow, all the photos have been taken with variety of Canon cameras. Each camera will be identified with a picture shown at the time along with the settings used. Powys Castle, Canon EOS 7D, focal length 24mm, ISO 100, f-stop 22, exposure time 1:30s. Snowdonia, Canon EOS 10D, focal length 40mm, ISO 100, f-stop f8, exposure time 1:180 sec. Snowdonia, Canon EOS 10D, focal length 17mm, ISO 100, f-stop f10, exposure time 1:180s. Barmouth Beach, Canon PowerShot G5X, focal length 27.86mm, ISO 200, f-stop f10, exposure time 1:160s. Hanbury Hall, Canon EOS 7D, focal length 18mm, ISO 100, f-stop f18, exposure time 1:160 sec. Winterbourne Gardens, Canon EOS 7D, focal length 18mm, ISO 400, f-stop f22, exposure time 1:160 sec. Winterbourne Gardens, Canon EOS 7D, focal length 18mm, ISO 100, f-stop f5.6, exposure time 1:200 sec. Lake District, Canon EOS 7D, focal length 39mm, ISO 400, f-stop f20, exposure time 1:100 sec. Lake Windermere, Canon PowerShot SX30IS, focal length 6.7mm, ISO 80, f-stop f4, exposure time 1:640 sec. Hatton Locks, Canon EOS 10D, focal length 105mm, ISO 100, f-stop f4.5, exposure time 1:180 sec. Watersmeet, Canon EOS 7D, focal length 18mm, ISO 100, f-stop f5.6, exposure time 1:185 sec. St. Michael's Mount Cornwall, Canon EOS 5D Mark III, focal length 105mm, ISO 500, f-stop f22, exposure time 1:250 sec. Boscastle Harbour Cornwall, Canon EOS 5D Mark III, focal length 24.00mm, ISO 100, f-stop f18, exposure time, 1/60th second. Traybar Garden, Canon EOS 5D Mark IL, focal length, 24.00mm, ISO 100, f-stop f7.1, exposure, time, 1/160 sec. Traybar Beach 1944 World War II, Trebor's link with the United States of America. The 175th Combat Team of 29th U.S. Infantry Division, comprising some 7,500 men, embarked from the beach at Traybar on 1 June 1944 in LSTS, landing ship tanks, to take part in the D-Day landings. In the assault on Omaha Beach in Normandy, they met fierce resistance. Steven Spielberg's classic film, Saving Private Ryan, accurately describes the terrible carnage of the first wave of the assault. From D-Day to VE Day, the division gained a proud record in the campaigns of Normandy, northern France, Rhineland and Central Europe, and suffered 19,800 casualties, approximately 100% of the division's strength on D-Day. The memorial at the bottom of the garden pays tribute to the bravery of those gallant young Americans. A military day is still held in the garden each year. We will remember them. The artist's impression below provides an evocative reminder.
Trebor Beach, today, Canon EOS 5D Mark III, focal length, 105.00mm, ISO 320, f-stop f14, exposure time, 1/400 sec.
Mother Ivy's Bay, Cornwall, Canon EOS 5D Mark III, focal length, 200mm, ISO 100, f-stop f09, exposure time, 1/800 sec. Blue Anchor Bay, Canon EOS 450D, focal length, 18mm, ISO 400, f-stop f4.5, exposure time, 1/60th second. St. Audrey's Bay, Canon EOS R5, ISO 160, focal length, 186mm, f-stop f8, exposure time, 1/250 sec.